everyone, and welcome to this workshop on streamlining software development with continuous integration and delivery. My name is Goran, and I will be your trainer today. As technology continues to advance and software development becomes increasingly complex, DevOps has emerged as a key player in streamlining the software development process. With the growing software development process, importance of CICD in DevOps. CICD is continuous integration and delivery. It's critical for developers and engineers and basically all other technology professionals to understand the concepts and best practices for implementing it effectively. Today we will cover everything from basics of CICD to advanced concepts, including also the security, monitoring, and troubleshooting. We will also explore some real-world applications of CI/CD and discuss some of the emerging trends in the field. I hope that everyone can gain some valuable insights about CI/CD, whether you are a complete beginner or seasoned professional. Basically, we can dive into the subject. So, what exactly is CI/CD? CI/CD refers to the practice of integrating code changes into a code repository several times a day and automatically building, testing, and deploying those changes to the production. So basically, in other words, it's a process that automates the software development lifecycle and enables teams to quickly and efficiently deliver high-quality software to their customers. Importance of CI/CD in DevOps cannot be overstated. In today's fast-paced business environments, organizations are under constant pressure to deliver software faster and more efficiently. So basically, CI/CD helps teams achieve this by allowing them to automate and streamline their development process. By integrating code changes into a code repository multiple times a day, teams can basically identify and resolve all problems earlier in the development process, and which will basically ultimately lead them to a faster time to market and improved software quality. We can see here the DevOps lifecycle. We will touch more on it later on. But what you need to understand is that DevOps is basically main principles of DevOps are basically communication, collaboration, and security. Now, why is CI/CD important in software development? Right here, we can see a chart which explains what is the relative cost to fix bugs based on the time of detection. As you can see, that cost of fixing bugs that are in production or post-release is around 30 times more than in the requirements or the architecture phase. So that's one of the important key takeaways that saves a lot of money. Also, one of the biggest benefits of CI/CD is improved software quality. By integrating code changes into code repository multiple times a day and automating a lot of software development lifecycle, such as building, testing, and deployment processes. As I said before, teams can resolve issues earlier in the development process. Another key benefit of CI/CD is faster time to market. I think that this is especially important in today's fast-paced business environment. Finally, I think that CICD also improves collaboration and communication among team members. By following CICD guidelines, teams can work together more efficiently and ensure that everyone is on the same page. Later on the line, this leads to a better collaboration and communication, and ultimately the better software. Okay. With CI/CD in place, developers can automate testing processes so that every time new code is committed, tests are run to ensure that everything is working as intended. This basically eliminates the manual error associated with testings. It will save time and allow developers to focus on more important tasks. Additionally, I think that automatic deployment reduces the risk of human error and makes the release process smoother and more efficient. With CI/CD, developers can receive continuous feedback on their code, allowing them to catch and fix issues early in the development process. As I mentioned before, this leads to a faster iteration and improved quality as issues are caught and resolved more quickly. Also, by automating the testing and deployment process, we can reduce the potential for manual errors. This in turn leads to a more reliable software development process, as manual errors can cause delays and basically they can disrupt the entire development process. Here on the right, we can see a full DevOps lifecycle, basically a diagram explaining everything. On the left side, we can see the code development, in the middle, continuous integration, and on the right, we can see continuous deployment. Now, some will call the CI/CD pipeline as continuous integration and continuous delivery, but some will say that it's continuous deployment. Both are right, but we'll talk more on that later. Okay. Here we can, let me just move this. Jenkins Circle CI and Travis CL are some of the most popular CI/CD tools available in the market. Jenkins is an open source tool that provides a lot of flexibility and customization options. Circle CI and Travis CI are cloud-based CI/CD tools that provide an easy-to-use interface and integration with other tools. It's important to mention that you will mostly be working with Jenkins because it's an open source program and it's free. Other tools are paid, except the containerization technologies, Docker and Kubernetes. Those are two of the most popular containerization technologies that are used in CI/CD pipelines. Docker is basically a platform for developing, shipping, and running applications in containers, while Kubernetes is an open source system for automating deployment, scaling, and management of containerized applications. Basically, these tools and software help in automating various stages of the CI/CD pipeline and make the process of software development more efficient and streamlined. As I mentioned before, using these tools, we can reduce manual errors, get continuous feedback, and release new features to the market faster. Okay. One important aspect is to ensure that your pipeline is scalable and flexible to accommodate for the growth of your organization and any changes in your software development process. Another best practice is to integrate automated testing and deployment into your pipeline, as this ensures that your software is tested and deployed efficiently. Additionally, I think that's important to ensure that your pipeline is secure and that you have proper authentication and authorization measures in place. One common challenge is integrating CI/CD pipeline into your existing software development process. This requires careful planning and coordination with all relevant stakeholders. Another consideration is ensuring that your pipeline is able to handle large amounts of data, especially if you have a lot of testing and deployment processes. Additionally, I think that it's important to consider the cost of implementing and maintaining CI/CD pipelines, as well as resources that are required to run them efficiently. Continuous integration, or CI, is a crucial aspect of software development in the DevOps cycle. It basically refers to the process of regularly integrating code changes into a single code base and automatically building, testing, and verifying the software for potential problems. The goal of CI is to catch potential issues early on in the development process before they become bigger problems. By automating the build, testing, and verification process, developers can focus on writing code, knowing that the software will automatically be tested for problems. Now, some of the benefits that continuous integration allows are faster feedback on code changes. It will allow for quicker identification and resolution of potential issues. It will improve software quality as bugs and errors are caught early on in the development process. And it will reduce manual errors as the build and testing process is automated. And finally, it will increase collaboration and communication among team members as they have access to up-to-date code and can quickly identify any issues that need to be addressed. Basically, continuous integration plays a crucial role in streamlining software development, and it is a critical aspect of the DevOps cycle. By automating the build and testing process, software developers can focus on writing code and delivering high-quality software to their customers. Continuous delivery is a software development practice where code changes are automatically built, tested, and prepared for release to production. In the DevOps cycle, it comes after the testing phase and before the deployment phase. Continuous delivery enables organizations to release software updates faster and more frequently with confidence. This can basically bring several benefits to your organization. It can improve software quality. With continuous delivery, every code change is automatically built, tested, and prepared for release, which can help you catch any issues early in the development process, resulting in higher quality software releases. Faster time to market. By automating the release process, organizations can speed up their time to market and deliver software updates faster. It can reduce your risk. Basically, with continuous delivery, organizations can make sure that their software releases are thoroughly tested. and that there are no significant issues before they are deployed to production. This reduces the risk of downtime or other negative impacts on your business. And as I mentioned before, improved collaboration and communication with continuous delivery. All members of the development team are aware of the status and can work together to resolve any issues. This improves collaboration and communication among the team members. Here we can see another continuous delivery pipeline. Now, we have already touched upon some benefits of the CI/CD, such as automated testing and deployment. We have also said that it will allow you for improved software quality, faster time to market. It will increase collaboration and communication between teammates and operation teams. It will reduce your costs by automated testing and deployment process. And it will provide continuous feedback loops to your developers. Also, it will increase stability and predictability. So basically, by automating testing and deployment processes, CI/CD pipelines will help ensure that code changes are validated and deployed consistently, leading to an increased stability and predictability. All right. How can you set up a CI/CD pipeline? Basically, you can start by identifying the source code management system, which is to be used. For example, GitHub or Bitbucket. You can then choose a CI/CD tool that supports the source code management systems, either Jenkins, CircleCI, or Travis CI, but mostly you will use Jenkins because it's open source and free. You will set up version control for the code base. You can then automate the build process, where the code is compiled and packaged into an executable form. Configure your test environment. Basically, that's the place where all the automated tests will run. You will also need to set up test database and dependencies. Next, you will need to integrate automated testing into the pipeline itself. Basically, it will allow automated tests to run on the code and identify any issues or bugs. And last, next to last is to implement continuous deployment. Basically, that's where the code is deployed to a production environment once all tests have passed. And finally, you will need to monitor and maintain that pipeline, fixing any issues that arise and making updates as needed. Now we can see how it looks, basically, the continuous deployment, how the tests run. Some of the best practices for creating CI/CD pipelines are to use a version control for the entire code base, including configuration files and scripts, to automate as much of the pipeline as possible, including builds, tests, and deployments. You will need to test early and often, including functional and non-functional tests. To keep the pipeline simple and focused, basically you will need to minimize the error, minimize the number of steps, and reduce the risk of errors. You will need to use environmental variables to manage configuration settings and keep them separate from code. As I mentioned before, you will need to monitor the pipeline for any performance issues and address them promptly. And you will need to make security a top priority. basically you will need to include access controls and regularly review logs. And as I mentioned before, continuously review and improve the pipeline to keep up with the latest technologies. Those are some of the best practices when creating CI/CD pipelines. Now, I think, common challenges and solutions in CI/CD. Now, some of the common challenges that you might face in CI/CD is basically the integration with the legacy systems. When trying to implement CI/CD in any older systems, it can be challenging to integrate the existing infrastructure with the new tools and processes. To overcome these challenges, you can use APIs, service meshes, and integration layers to connect the legacy system to the new CI/CD pipelines. Other challenges are build failures. Basically, those are common issues that teams face in the CI/CD pipelines. They can occur for many reasons, such as code conflicts, missing dependencies, or misconfigured build settings. How can you solve this problem? Well, you can basically automate the testing and building process to reduce the likelihood of build failure. Additionally, you can set up alerts and notifications to identify and resolve build failures quickly. Some other challenges are security concerns. Basically, when you're implementing CI/CD, security is an important consideration. You need to ensure that your systems are secure from potential threats and breaches. For this, you can basically implement security best practices such as access control, encryption, and secure code practices. And this way you can secure your CI/CD pipeline from any potential threats. Also, one of the common challenges that people face in this CI/CD pipelines is the complexity of tooling. Basically, CI/CD pipelines can be complex and difficult to set up and manage. So you need to ensure that you have the right skills and knowledge to manage the pipeline efficiently. To overcome this complexity, you can use managed CI/CD services and platforms which provide pre-configured pipelines and tools. Additionally, you can leverage DevOps training and resources to build your knowledge and skills for managing CI/CD pipelines. Now, next, we will cover the security in the CI/CD pipelines. Continuous integration and continuous delivery pipelines have become an integral part of the software development cycle. With the increase in the use of CI/CD pipelines, the importance of ensuring security in these pipelines has become crucial. Now, some of the importances of securing CI/CD pipelines are that security breaches can basically lead to a sensitive data exposure, intellectual property theft, or other security incidents. Breach in the CI/CD pipeline can also result in the deployment of compromised code into the production environment, leading to more security incidents that can be difficult to detect and remediate. Also, in the event of the security breach, the organization may be required to pay a significant amount to recover and restore its systems. So now, what are some of the best practices for which you can ensure your security in the CI/CD pipelines? Is to implement access controls ensure that only authorized users have access to the CI/CD pipeline and the related systems. Use secure authentication and authorization. Basically, this goes without saying, but like you will need to use secure authentication mechanisms to protect your CI/CD pipeline. You will also need to use encryption. Basically, you can encrypt all your sensitive data in transit and at rest to ensure that it's protected from unauthorized access. Regularly scan for vulnerabilities. You can regularly scan your CI/CD pipelines for vulnerabilities and address them promptly. You cannot, if you notice any of the vulnerabilities, you cannot ignore it. You will need to quarantine the system and deal with it. And like all of this can be solved if you just use a secure development lifecycle. Basically, you will need to ensure that the security is considered at each stage of the development lifecycle, from requirements gathering to deployment. Now, monitoring and troubleshooting in CI/CD pipelines is a critical component of ensuring the stability and reliability of software development process. The importance of monitoring and troubleshooting is to detect and diagnose problems early so that they can be addressed and resolved before they have a significant impact on the delivery process. Some of the best practices are automated monitoring. Basically, you can use automated monitoring with the tools like logs, performance metrics, and events. Automated monitoring can help you identify and report problems as soon as they occur so that they can be addressed before they cause major disruptions. Real-time feedback. Real-time feedback on the status of CI/CD pipelines is crucial for early problem detection and resolution. This can be achieved through dashboards and alerts, which provide real-time updates on pipeline performance and issues. Root cause analysis. Once an issue is detected, it's important to determine the root cause of the problem. This can be achieved throughout root cause analysis tools that help you identify the source of the problem and underlying factors that contribute to them. Also, best practice to ensure monitoring and troubleshooting is collaboration. Basically, collaboration between development and operation teams is crucial and critical in monitoring and troubleshooting CI/CD pipelines. Effective communication between teams help to identify and resolve problems more quickly and efficiently. Continuous integration in delivery is just one part of the overall DevOps toolchain. In order to achieve full end-to-end automation and streamline software development, it's important to integrate CI/CD with other DevOps tools, such as version control systems, testing tools, and deployment tools. Basically, integrating CI/CD with those tools provides several benefits, including a single source of truth for code changes, easier traceability and accountability of code changes, and reduced manual effort and errors. Some of the best practices when integrating CI/CD with other DevOps tools are version control integration. Basically, CI/CD pipelines should be integrated with version control systems such as GitHub or Subversion. This will allow the pipeline to automatically detect and build new code changes whenever code is pushed to the repository. Testing and integration. You should integrate your pipelines with testing tools such as Selenium or JUnit to automatically run tests whenever new code changes are detected. This will allow your team to catch issues early and prevent defects from making it into the production. We have covered this earlier. And the deployment integration. Basically, your pipeline should be integrated with deployment tools such as Ansible or Puppet to automatically deploy new code changes to various environments. This will greatly reduce manual effort and the possibility of errors during the deployment. Basically, integrating CI/CD with other DevOps tools is essential to achieve full end-to-end automation and to streamline your software development. Real-world applications of CI/CD can be seen in various industries and organizations across the globe. By implementing CI/CD, organizations are able to streamline their software development process, increase efficiency, and ensure that high-quality software is delivered to their customers. One of the most prominent use cases of CI/CD is in the software development industry, where organizations use it to automate the build, test, and deployment of their applications. This basically helps them reduce the time to market and ensures that the software is delivered to customers of high quality. Some other examples are in the financial industry, where CI/CD can be used to automate the deployment of financial applications and reduce the risk of human error. By automating these processes, organizations can ensure that their financial systems are up to date, secure, and reliable. In the healthcare industry, CI/CD can be used to automate the deployment of medical applications, reducing the risk of human error and improving patient outcomes. Now, case studies. Like one case study worth mentioning is of Netflix, which basically used CI/CD to automate its deployment processes, enabling them to deploy code more frequently and quickly. This has helped them improve their time to market and reduce the risk of downtime. Another case study worth mentioning is the Capital One, which used CI/CD to automate its deployment process, resulting in a faster time to market and improved software quality. Now, if you ever wondered how DevOps started its movement, I can quickly cover it. Basically, you might not know, but Toyota is known. Yes, the Toyota car company is basically known for its innovative approach to manufacturing and its continuous improvement processes. Basically, the company was an early adopter of the agile methodologies and in its production process, which helped it to streamline its workflow and reduce waste. These agile methodologies were later adopted by software development teams, leading to the creation of the DevOps movement itself. Okay. The field of DevOps and CI/CD is constantly evolving, and it's important to stay up to date with the latest trends and advancements. In the future, we can expect to see some of the following trends, such as increased focus on automation. That's something that we are already seeing, and it's being really pushed now. But basically, automation will continue to play a major role in streamlining software development. The emphasis will be on automating as much of the CI/CD pipelines as much as possible to increase efficiency, speed, and accuracy. Also, one of the trends that we are seeing right now is the adoption of artificial intelligence and machine learning. They will be increasingly used in the CI/CD pipelines to optimize the software development process. For example, AI can be used to identify bottlenecks and suggest improvements, or to automatically test and debug the code itself. Some of the also trends that we are seeing is the rise of serverless computing. Basically, that's a new way to reduce costs and increase scalability. CI/CD pipelines will have to adopt to this new architecture and support the deployment of serverless functions. Some of the other trends that we're also seeing is the greater use of cloud-native CI/CD, which is designed to work with cloud-based infrastructure that becomes more and more widely adopted. This will allow us to take advantage of the scalability and cost effectiveness of the cloud while streamlining our software development process. And I think that's it now. This is the DevOps that's broken down into a couple of sectors, I would say. In each sector, we can see the tools that can be used. And we can also see the role that each person plays out in these. So, for example, SRA or system administrator will only be included in these three sectors, while IT ops or release managers will only be included in continuous delivery or continuous integration. But as we can see on the right, software developer, front-end, back-end, or tester will be only included in these two sectors. All right. Okay, yeah. And the conclusion, basically, today we have covered the fundamentals of continuous integration and delivery and how it streamlines software development with DevOps. Some of the key takeaways are to understanding the importance of CI/CD in modern software development and its benefits, such as faster release cycles, improved collaboration, and increased efficiency. Setting up a CI/CD pipeline, including the step-by-step process and best practices, some of the common challenges and solutions on how to overcome them, importance of security, monitoring and troubleshooting in CI/CD pipelines, how you can integrate it with other DevOps tools, real-world applications of the CI/CD, some case studies, and some of the emerging trends and future of the CI/CD in the DevOps landscape itself. For those who want to stay on top of the DevOps trends and continue learning, here are some of the next steps. Some of the tips that I recommend. Basically, you can work on your own projects and try to implement stuff that you learned today, CI/CD principles, basically. This will give you hands-on experience and help you understand the concepts better. You can also explore more advanced topics in DevOps, such as containerization, orchestration, and deployment automation. For those who are interested, you can also pursue our certification in the DevOps field. You can attend course that will make you a certified DevOps professional, and basically it will create from you a valuable asset to any organization. And later on, you can find a job and just get most of your experience from there. Also, one notable tip is to attend workshops and conferences, anything that can basically update you and teach you the latest developments in the DevOps itself. You need to remember that DevOps is a continuously evolving field, and it's always important to learn and adapt to new tools and practices. I think that if you take any of the tips that I have given you today, you can continue to grow as a DevOps professional and make a valuable contribution in the industry. Okay, now, any questions?